sure work hard, don't they, Barney?
Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard.
Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them.
Gee, we ought to do something, Fred.
Okay? How's about taking a nap?
Hey, I got a better idea. Let's take a Winston break.
That's it! Winston is the one filter cigarette that delivers flavor 20 times a pack. Winston's got that filter blend.
Yeah, Fred. Filter blend makes the big taste difference, and only Winston has it up front where it counts. Here, ahead of the pure white filter. Winston packs rich tobaccos specially selected and specially processed for good flavor in filter smoking.
Yeah, Barney, Winston tastes good, like cigarette juice.
Hello everyone, it's the round 8 preview. Yes, 8 rounds down. Things are looking good. The ladder's looking good. Rangers are sitting pretty on top. Then he's got 3 games clear without a few other teams, so it's not too bad. And I'm just outside the fight myself. And Maltese Falcons and Gods of Olympus are sitting on the bottom. Big game about that one coming up. We'll talk about that shortly. But anyway, I think what we should do now is get into the round 8 preview, and let's get things started with. That's right. Everyone be ready. Everyone be aware. Sound the alarms. Sound the warnings. It is. That's right. Seek and Destroy and No Dumplings. They are both won 2 games in a row. They've both scored beautiful amount of points. They are on fire! That's right. Thanks for the props. All right, so Seek and Destroy versus No Dumplings this week, or No Dumplings versus Seek and Destroy. Both teams are doing quite well. They've lifted themselves off the bottom. They've both won 2 in a row. Josh has scored in excess of 320 the last 2 weeks. The Seek and Destroy's got over 300 3 weeks in a row. So, you know, doing rather well there. Let's start off with No Dumplings first. He's got Eddie Betts full forward now. Eddie Betts playing back at Adelaide. He scores goals in Adelaide, doesn't score goals anywhere else. Bit of a flat track bully like the West Coast Eagles. But Stevie J, mate, Gold Coast aren't defending, so he can do anything there. So could Heath Shaw, really, the 2 GWS boys. Scotty Pettleberry up against his old mate Dane Beams up in Brisbane. He's been serviceable, but we'll see how he goes. And other than that, his team's looking all right. Josh Kennedy's been on fire lately. Playing against Richmond on Saturday night. Dash would have wanted to have a good game, but at the same time he probably does because he's probably over Richmond by now. And Kieran Jacka's tackler. A couple options you may look at doing there is Bryce Gibbs has been on fire lately, so maybe Bryce Gibbs can come in. David Mundy is, see you later, Mill. It's gone already. And the camera has to get focused. There we go. All right. David Mundy, look, he might be an option to play because there's no Barlow playing this week. Obviously, Fife's out for the whole year. So Mundy might be an option to play. Zeba might be an option to play. So you've got a few options there to play. Hi, Millie. That'll do, Millie. So you've got quite a few options to pick from there. But who knows? Even the Hoffs playing all right up against Carlton. So your team's looking all right. It's the winning side, 320 the last couple of weeks. So maybe you don't need to look at changing something there, but there's a few options for you. As for Vossi, well, he's got Charlie Dixon at the full forward. Dixon's been all right lately, and up against Carlton, still no Wiedering, so there might be a few goals. However, Carlton's defence has been a lot better, so who knows? He's decided to play Josh Jenkins this week after his 8 goals last week and dropped Tom Lynch. With Jenkins still 2 weeks in a row, Geelong's got a better defence. But in saying that, Doggy's defence wasn't too bad as well, so it could be a move to pay off, could be the winning move. Dangerfield back in Adelaide. Well, hopefully it's a shit game because I don't like Geelong. But Dangerfield back in Adelaide. He was lifted for the first game against Hawks, got in excess of 90 plus as a utility. So will he get the same amount for against Adelaide, his old team? You expect him to get 30 plus possessions, so who knows? And then Ollie Wines in the mid and Dylan Shields in the mid. I feel Ollie Wines is getting wasted in the midfield. I know he's been pretty good, but he's one of the best tacklers in the game. So See how he goes there. And of course, Pritis, the mainstayer at Pritis is the mainstay at halfback there, and he's moved blitz fast into the midfield. So yeah, but look, that's not too bad. Blitz fast, sorry, tackler, not midfield. Other options: Lacroix playing back at home. We know they're flat track bullies. He might do all right back at home. And besides that, maybe Hamish Hartlett, and James Kelly's doing all right in the mid. But that's about you probably your other options. But once again, same as Dasher, you've 3 weeks in a row, you've got over 300, you're scoring well, you've won 2 weeks in a row, both these teams. So maybe going as is and see how it goes. So it could actually be quite, for 2 weeks ago, this game looked like a dud of the round. Now it looks like one of the best games of the round. So let's see how you go there, boys. But good luck to both of yous. Winner, I'm back in Dangerfield to get Vossi over the line. So I reckon Vossi will win that one in a pretty close one. So now that, speaking of Vossi, there's actually been a trade to let you all know about. So let me just get the trading bell going. Michael, video. We're in Wall Street. This is the trading bell in Wall Street. Oh, Mick, you stuffed it up. All right, let's forget about that. There was supposed to be, the Wall Street bell. Ding, 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 ding. Well, that was supposed to happen there. And, obviously Michael stuffed up the video and forgot about it. There was a trade. The trade, I believe, is Matt Pritis and help me out here, Mick. Matt Pritis and Callum Sinclair traded to Gods of Olympus for Jackson McRae, Matthew Leuenberger, Sean McKernan, and what are you doing now? And Mark James, all the Essendon things. You can dump Jamer if you want, either way. So basically, it's a 4-for-2 trade. Means Vossi needs to dump 2 players to make sure he has 20 at the end of the draft. But by all means, everyone do their trades. Trades will go ahead after. Well, thanks for the bell, Mick. There we go, trade. Can we get out of that, please, now? Idiot. Anyway, that's done for there. So let's move on to the next game. It's Jacob Jabronis versus
That was a lucky song for me. But it made me think, what about people who aren't so lucky? Like the thousands and thousands of children who are born each year mentally retarded. They're often quite helpless. But with help, wonderful things can happen. Like a little retarded boy
putting the team together to actually win games by scoring so low, such as I'm rolling. That's right. Dan Cole, I'm rolling. That little retarded friend. He's doing quite well, but he's up against a scoring juggernaut this week in Jacob Jabronis. And to this stage, Jacob Jabronis probably isn't going to change his team too much. Once again, Cochin's out, so he's going to probably leave his team as it is. He only just did get over the line last week against Sugar Daddies and scored pretty low. But at the moment, Josh Bruce has stayed at full forward. May want to look at changing it. I don't know how they're going to go over in Perth. Tomlin's just half forward though. Look, no Phil Davis for GWS, so Tomlin should have a pretty good game. And he's been kicking 4 goals a game anyway. And Luke Parker, as utility, has been great, as well as his Sydney counterpart Tom Mitchell. Tom Mitchell's going to be the tackler this week for him. Lockie Newell was expired, moved to go half back. Playing Tassie against the Hawks. Hawthorn won't tag, so Lockie Newell probably get lots of possessions, and Fremantle probably won't have the ball besides that, so he probably tackle a bit. And Sam's Jacobs up against no Geelong ruckman, but Geelong do go 3rd man up quite a fair bit, so we'll see what happens there. Mitson Montaigne in the midfield are doing pretty good for him as well. Other options there. Look, you got Dustin Martin come in. Stephen Hill up against his brother. Could be an option. Other than that, I don't really know too much more to play for. Maybe Nicky Del Sando. Who knows? But that's probably your team there. Doing quite well, but you're up against I'm Rolling. Our little friend who's learned how to drop a jacket. He's brought back Lizzie Thomas at full forward this week. Lizzie Thomas missed last week through suspension because he's a dirty player, diver, cheat. All the rules get changed in the league because of Lindsay Thomas. The sliding rule, the high bunt rule. Anyway, I don't like Lindsay Thomas. Josh Kennedy playing back at Perth. Flat track bullies, West Coast Eagles. Every time I say that, Michael gets angry, so it's quite funny. He's put his original plan to start off the year. He's put Steph Martin back in utility after his big week last week against no ruckman, and he's moved Tom Hickey into the ruck up against Nick Nat. So Tom Hickey's been good this year. He's always held his own. He's always done quite well. So we'll see how that goes. But Steph Martin up against Collingwood. Brody Grundy's good around the ground, so that actually will be quite a good competition. So see how that goes. And Taylor Adams is also back for on-roll this week as well. And Taylor Adams has been great as a midfielder this year. Kate Simpson playing his, I think, 250th or something. I think, I'm not sure. But Kate Simpson's been good 3 in a row. Going for 4 in a row, so that will be all right. And Swallows a halfback, you can't complain. The only other option, he's got Chris Mayne as a tackler. Mayne's doing all right. He's averaging 16 as a tackler. He's got Ben Cunnington there as a tackler as well. He's averaging 16. Other options as well. I mean, I'm not too sure. I mean, Levi Greenwell might be all right. But who knows? Players he's not playing this week. He's not playing Chad Wingard. He's golden child. He's love boy. That's amazing. He's not playing Pierce Hanley, who's been utility the last 2 weeks, or Elliot who he thinks can be utility as well. Grant Birchall playing back home in Launceston. He is from Tassie, in Devonport there, so he always has a good game down in Tassie, but we'll see what happens there. So that's that game there. I think the scoring power of Jabroni is going to be too strong and too good, so I think Jabronis will get up with that one. Now, as for this game, Maltese Falcons versus Gods of Olympus. 2 teams that under pressure. Yes. Whoever loses this game can basically kiss their final chances goodbye. They both sit on bottom. Nick's on 6 points. Phoenix on 4 points. Look, I can't see any of them making the 5 for whoever loses this game, so kiss that one goodbye. Bonus is you will get the first pick in the mid-season draft, so well done there. But yeah, under pressure, boys. Who thought that was going to be Vanilla Ice Baby to start off? Yeah, probably Kenner, who's not watching. Anyway, Maltese Falcons. Sticking with Jack Watts at full forward up against the Doggies. Yeah, it could be good. Jake Dunstan's been on fire lately as half forward. So you can't complain with that. And down at Tassie, they've taken out half their back line. We know Freo are tanking, so you really want to play. This week you want to play any GWS forwards and you want to play any Hawthorn forwards, in my opinion. Jack Stevens will bounce back. He was tagged last week out of the game, but he will bounce back. He's a good utility. I like him. Gaff, once again, flat track police. Cruz is up against Port Adelaide.
Kev does it every week.
Still flat track police. Cruz is up against Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, as we've seen highlighted in TV show this week, they're trying to lose a hit out. So Cruz might actually do all right in the ruck this week. So he's an option. Also, Fenny can go back to Tom Nichols if he wants to use Tom Nichols in the ruck because he's back, but he's up against Mumford, so I don't know about that one. Josh Kelly, surprisingly, it's not surprisingly because it was a high pick and he's a pretty good player, but he's actually doing better in the midfield than I thought he would have done. And Cripps is a halfback. A lot of 25 handballs last week. Prefer for some of that to be kicks, but he's still getting 60-odd points as a halfback. And Mitch Robinson can't complain as a tackler. Options, David Armitage has been picked. He was down to test, but he has been picked, so he is going to play. So just be wary of that, though. Sam Kerridge can come in as well. And Nick Graham last week in the reserves, 33 possessions, 23 tackles. He's obviously back in the team this week because of his pressure. It's an extended squad, but if he gets a game, maybe Nick Graham can be someone Fenny can look at as well. Other than that, no really other options. Dion Pressey is another run to play, but no one from Gold Coast is playing well. As for Michael, well, whether he plays Drew Petrie full forward, I don't know. He might have other options, but we'll see what he does there. And he's got Jack Maria at half forwards. They got to lift him in. Gets Sydney, MCG. Jack's performing well every week, but Richmond aren't, and it's going to affect him soon. So whether it keeps him going, I don't know. Big Goldie against Essendon. I reckon he'll have a field day even if he is against Leuenberger. Canelio is doing well. Still Sidebottom doing well. They're both playing well as midfielders. Both getting 40 plus, so you can't complain about that one. And Kurt Tippett is taking over the ruck as number one ruck, and obviously you heard about the trade before, so Leuenberger's gone, so Kurt Tippett will be his ruck if he continues to play goal series utility. Tippett's actually doing quite well in the ruck, getting 30 odd. He's up against Hampson. Hampson is getting a few hit outs, so we'll see what happens there. And Mick's sticking with his boy Shui at halfback. And he's trying Josh Kelly as a tackler this week, so we'll see what happens there. Other options, he's got Isaac Smith, he's got Jack Redden, he's got Jackson McRae can play as a forward to switch for solo as an option maybe. But other than that, I mean, probably just stick with Drew Petrie, see how it goes there. But that's Michael's team. Who's going to win that one? Yeah, I'm probably not being biased, probably going to stick with Mick. I think Phoenix team's a write-off. I think he's already tanking, he's already working towards next year. Who knows? Maybe Phoenix is a good option for a trade, someone to look him up. So we'll go to the next game now. Renegades versus Sugar Daddies.
So ubiquitous. Our addiction to you is quite ridiculous. We feel so sick when you're not around.
This last food full of beans, have some acid me down.
You've got to look at that film clip on YouTube, the Sugar song. Well, anyway, all right, Renegades versus Sugar Daddies. Renegades, his 4 lines been firing. How's Tom Hawkins going to go in Adelaide? Don't know. But either way, he hasn't been too bad. He has got other options to play there. He can play Jack Darling, because we know Jack Darling, Flat Bullies, West Coast Eagles. Stop sticking your finger up at me, Vic. And also, you got Lob or Peter Wright there to play. Nick Rewald, you cement that position. 50. He's getting 40. It's 50 marks a game. I mean, you got to leave him where he is. And he's actually trying Jordan Lewis's utility. And Lewis is averaging 75 as a utility, which surprised me. Because, in my view, I think Lewis has been absolutely crap this year. But looking at his stats, it's actually not doing too bad. So that is a bit of surprise. And because he's moved Jordan Lewis's utility, he has put Aaron Hawes in the midfield. And Lockie Hunter's going to stay there as well. And Shane Muff in the ruck. Zach Merritt's halfback. Zach Merritt's been pretty good, so we'll leave him where he is. And he's trying. And for someone who wants to tackle all the time, he's got tacklers and he wants to trade. I don't know why, but he's got to play Libera's tackle this week because Michael Barlow's been dropped, so that might lift those other Fremantle midfielders, and that may be why Jordan Lewis is going to be all right this week because Fremantle hasn't got the depth as well. But his options there, as we said, he's got Jack Darling, he's got Matt Crouch, he's got Took Miller, who's another one, and plus Lob and Peter Wright. So yeah. As his opponents, Sugar, with that beautiful intro song, Sugar. Jeremy Cameron, if Gold Coast keep doing what they're doing, Jeremy Cameron's going to have a field day. So I think he's going to be good there. And Jarrad Waite has been very good, and you cannot complain. Last week was his worst game of the season, where he only got 17 points as a half forward. But you'll think he'll bounce back. They are playing Essendon. He's going with Gaz again at utility. I mean, they're playing against the other expansion. Generally against GWS, Gary Ablett has a very big game, but we do feel his carry something. And Murphy Moore in the midfield. I reckon Moore will be a better halfback, but in saying that, Trelaw's been good. Maybe you could try to put Trelaw as a utility and Ward as a halfback, and maybe Ablett as a midfield until Ablett gets his game together. But, yeah, who knows? From what I can tell there, Ablett's only averaging 70 as a utility. Trelaw's probably averaging a bit better. You have got other options in terms of playing Max Gawn as a utility and putting one of your other ruckmen, such as a Tom Campbell, in the ruck. But that's up to you because Max Gawn's been phenomenal. Probably been one of the best players in the game so far. And he's hit out to getting 50 a week or 40 to 50 a week. So he's been the best ruckman by far. I mentioned Shaw. Luke Dowhouse has been tackling machine. On the big ground at the MCG, Dog has moved away from Etihad this week for the first time all season. So we'll see how he goes there. But I think Sugar will win that game over Stiff. I mean, Stiff's been playing really well. Both teams are averaging really well. Both teams actually projected to do really well. Stiff's actually projected to do better than Stiff. But Stiff's actually projected to do better than Sugar. But I think Cameron's going to have a field day, and I think that's going to be the difference in the end. And finally, the last game, the undefeated Rangers Anonymous versus myself, Us Kickers United. Unlucky, Kenner, you're going to have your first loss this week. In saying that, Bulldogs haven't got a defence this week, or they've lost a lot of players. They've lost Marcus Adams as well, so Jesse Hogan can play all right. Hopefully, Taylor continues his miserable form, just for me, but I do want Adelaide to win that game. So, but, see what happens there. And Joel Selwood, as utility, Joel Selwood's been pretty good. He's got Nathan Jones in the midfield. Now, Sam Mitchell is back. Whether he puts Mitchell back in, I don't know. But at the moment, he's got Nathan Jones and Matthew Boyd in the midfield. Hampson's been good in the ruck. He's getting over 30 hit outs a game. And Zorko as a halfback has a great inspired move there by Kenner, if he did do it. Last week, Liam Shields got 16 tackles, 10 tackles in the last quarter, and he's the remaining tackler there. You do need to take Toby Green out of the interchange because Toby Green isn't playing. You have lost Nate Fyfe for the year as well now. Don't drop in Kenner. You can retain him next year if you wanted to, by the way. But your options there to bring in, you can bring in Sam Mitchell. You can bring in Tom Bell, whoever, to sit there as interchange. Maybe put Mitchell back in and Nathan Jones interchange, but that's up to you. So yeah, and Kenner, don't forget I sent you a trade. Remember, Stringer for Rufford. Anyway, for me, I'm now Cyril's not playing this week, so I've put Bruce's full forward. So guarantee Bruce isn't going to kick any goals, and Stringer's going to have a massive game. Because normally I choose over 3 full forwards: Cyril, Stringer, or Bruce. Whoever I don't play has a great game. Whoever plays crap. So hopefully Bruce can buck that trend from this week. Buddy's been great. Buddy's up against Rance. Doesn't normally have a good game against Rance, so we'll see what happens there. And I'm keeping Hanbury in as utility. I'm trying Dane Beams in the midfield. I reckon Viney's going to get tagged by Greenwood. Oh, sorry, not Viney. I think Zaharakis will get tagged by Greenwood. So I'm putting Zaharakis as interchange. I'm going to bring Dane Beams and Jack Viney as my midfield. The other thing there is Scott Thompson stayed. I know he had a bad game last week. Keep Scott Thompson there, and Rory Sloan will stay as tackler. So that's my team. Options I've got Ebert, I've got Brad Crouch, as I said, I've got Jake Stringer to play as well, and me Maston playing at home, West Coast Flag Trap Bullies, and Billy Harding had his best game last week, so we'll see what happens there. All in all, Kenner, I'm lucky you're going to get your first loss for the year because I'm going to win my firepower. But you have scored 3 for the last 2 weeks, so we'll see what happens. But look, that's it for today. Unfortunately, we have got over 20 minutes, so I do apologise about that. Don't forget, $50 PayPal account. Let's get it paid up. Don't forget mid-season draft. If people can't make it, we can do an online draft. Online draft might be easier for everyone. It is good to see people, to see everyone, but online draft might be all right. But yeah, look, good luck this week to everyone except for Kenner. See yous.